Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. Just finished the, I think it was the rear axle, not axle, the rear D-ring brackets on the 2025 Tacoma, and it's time to go for a ride. First of all, let's take a quick look. I don't think I've shown the dash. This is my setup, the gauge cluster. You can see my temperature gauge has now, or my tire pressure gauge, has now remained on the screen. That's awesome. That's what my setup is right now. And before we take off, let's take a look at the awesome rear camera. Check out how crisp and clear that is and how big it is. It's freaking awesome. I love it. Pretty darn cool. Now, I am gonna switch. Let's go back to park. You don't really have to. But I am gonna switch to sport mode for this ride. So we're going to go ahead and punch drive mode, which may have already been on, I don't know. And then we're going to switch it. Right now, it went to sport because it was on normal. They'll let you see the screens. There's what the normal screen looks like, or the icons that come up, I guess, when you're switching. There's that nasty eco mode. I think we should replace that with like super sport or something. And there is the sport mode. Look at that, pretty sharp. I need to change, if I can, the color of the truck, I guess, to match my Terra. I'm gonna look real quick and see if I can do that. Okay, I checked. I didn't see any way to change the color of the truck on the screen. If you know of a way, let me know, because I'd like to do that. Change mine from whatever that was. I think it was bronze oxide, maybe. I don't know, but I'd like to change it from that to Terra to match the truck. Why not? So if you know a way to do that, please leave a comment down below and let me know. Maybe you've done it. Now, we're in sport mode. You can immediately tell a difference. The truck, it definitely becomes more responsive. I love it. It's almost like, because I'm used to the third generation still, even though I had a fourth generation before this one, but I'm still used to the third generation trucks, and I've got the power. I've got the power without even having to do anything, and it almost feels overpowered to me. Can a Tacoma really be overpowered? I don't think so, but it kind of feels that way. Very, very strange. It's just like, almost, if there is any at all, no throttle lag. I love that. It's one of the biggest problems, in my opinion, with the third generation Tacoma. If the third gen Tacoma had the same responsiveness that this truck has, without having to do anything, it would be awesome. It's too bad that Toyota didn't make it that way. Although I guess they really didn't have to, because they sold a ton of them anyway, so it really wasn't even necessary. But man, what it could have been if it had just come the same way as this one is from the factory. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to switch you guys around in a second because I want to show you the hood. You know, in the sport that I had, and I blame this on the hood scoop, the hood would move. It bounced around noticeably, enough that it always caught my eye, right? And I always noticed it, and I've had comments rather from others complaining about it as well. So I know it wasn't just me, but I think by not having the hood scoop, it kind of makes the hood more rigid, obviously, even though it's not a functional hood scoop. It's not like, you know, there was a hole cut in it and you could somehow add air underneath the hood. I don't know. But anyway, even though it was non-functional, there was no real hole there or anything, it still made the truck, the hood of the truck, more bouncy, I suppose. So as soon as we get up here, we get going with a little speed and wind, I'm going to flip you around, let you see what the hood looks like in this truck. Okay, here we go, getting up to speed on a relatively bouncy road, I suppose. So if there's going to be a bunch of hood movement, you guys are going to see it. That's about a third or so of the screen as to what you're looking at right now, right? Let me give you a little wider angle. I don't know if that'll make any difference for you or not, but I really don't see any movement whatsoever on the hood. And that's probably why, when I first started talking about this, I had some comments from folks with off-roads. In other words, they didn't have the hood scoop. And they said they really didn't know what I was talking about. They didn't have any movement in their hood. Well, I believe it now. And the only thing that might have changed, maybe Toyota was aware of it and reinforced the hood a little bit. I don't know. I don't really see anything different, to be honest, when I look underneath. But you guys can see it for yourself. You guys are looking at the hood, and I don't see any movement. We're going to go over a couple of bumps here and see if you see anything right here. You probably heard it more than saw it. Again, I don't see anything. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now, as everybody wants to know, how is this truck doing so far, right? I mean, I've got just over 200 miles. And, if a truck's going to have problems, if any vehicle, brand new, particularly a redesign, is going to have problems, it's going to be within the first, I would say, if not right away, within the first probably 2 to maybe 500 miles, something like that. So far, I haven't had any issues in this truck. The only little quirky thing that I have about it is the stupid seat that's manual, which is okay. I'm not knocking the manual seat. I prefer it. But I still slide over that damn handle and lower the seat every time I get in and out. You saw there, I just pumped it up a couple times. It's one of those kind of quirky, it's almost funny if you think about it. I mean, the first time it happened to me, I would have sworn, as others have, that something was wrong with the seat. It was somehow there was a ghost lowering the seat in this truck every time I drove it. I even thought that maybe by sitting on this seat, putting weight on it, that I was somehow forcing it down while I drive. Now, I don't weigh 400 pounds. I'm not exactly where I should be, I don't think. But I don't weigh 400 pounds, so it's not like there's going to be any big weight from me pushing on this seat. That's it. Otherwise, the truck has been perfectly fine. I have gone over the truck with a magnifying glass, well, my eyes, and looking for things that were wrong, because I want to be honest with you guys and let you know. I mean, I don't have any stake in Toyota. Toyota's not paying me, although I'm open if they're looking for a spokesman or something. But they're not paying me to do videos or anything. They didn't give me a truck. I was accused a while back. Somebody got on the channel and said, yeah, he only talks good about the Tacomas, and I don't always. He talks good about the Tacomas because they give him a truck. Like, really? I mean, the channel is decent size for me, I think, 40-some thousand of you guys out there and gals. But it's not 10 million. It's not 100 million. If I had those kind of numbers, yeah, Toyota might be contacting me, I suppose. But it just shows the ignorance of some people, I think, that they would suppose that somebody my size is being given something from Toyota. Wouldn't that be awesome, though? It would be for me. Anyway, truck's been spot on perfect. No issues with it. Could get better fuel economy. I mean, my gas mileage is not great. It's about what everybody else, a little bit lower, is getting. And I really haven't done anything to the truck to warrant that. I mean, I did take the air dam off the front on the Sport, but this one doesn't even come with one. Does it matter? People often ask, if you take the chin strap or the air dam off the front of the truck, is it going to get worse fuel economy? And it's like, there are models that don't even come with it. So my answer is no. If it makes any difference, it's negligible. You're never even going to notice it. But nothing else. I mean, I do have aftermarket wheels and tires, but the wheels are lighter, I believe, than what stock were. And the tires are close to the same. I mean, I really didn't go hugely bigger. I'm sure they're a little bit heavier, but it's not a huge difference. And that's it. I haven't done anything else. If anything, I've reduced weight. I put the turn down pipe on the truck. That took off that big piece in the back. I got rid of the side steps. That took weight off. I think they're about 40 to 70 pounds, somewhere in there combined. And that's it. So if anything, I've probably either broken even or reduced the weight of the truck a little bit. So that stuff, in my opinion, does not account for any reduction in fuel economy. Now, there is a break-in period, and obviously I'm within that. I mean, the truck only has, 209 miles on it right now. So fuel economy should improve. I mean, after you drive the truck for a while and everything breaks in and all that stuff, you should see an improvement in fuel economy. And I do expect to see that down the road. And I'm not complaining. You know, I'm one of those people that, hey, you know, it is a truck, man. If I wanted something that got hyper miles, I would either just drive the Tesla all the time, or I would buy a Honda Civic or some kind of hybrid or something, you know, so it really doesn't bother me. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.